clouds which is formed in the form of small drops, and it is the main source of water or the natural source of water. And some places will have heavy rainfall and some will have scarcity or less average rainfall, we could say, or scanty or scarcity of rainfall. So rain is very important in India as the farmers basically depend on agriculture on the rain water for their irrigation purpose and to grow their crops. So we can say the rainwater comes from the clouds, which is in of the small drops. It is of the natural sources of water, and with the help of the rainwater, the farmers is going to have grow their crops. So they basically depend upon the rainwater for the fields for their agricultural activities. And some parts of the regions of the earth receives heavy rainfall while the other will have a scarcity of water or the rainfall, and some doesn't receive and it becomes the drought land also due to the shortage or the scarcity of rainfall. Next is when the rainwater they doesn't get insufficient in that particular year, they generally people go for the option of groundwater. They utilize the water from the groundwater. So what is groundwater? The water that is found under the ground or below the surface of the earth is known as groundwater, and it is taken out or we will get the groundwater for the we will utilize it for the consumptions, that is for to have the drinking, bathing, clothing, everything for the human activities. With the help of certain tools and machines, they dig up the ground and they will get the water which is present under the surface of the earth. And the next is oceans and seas. Oceans are the largest, biggest water bodies which is present on the earth compared to seas, and seas are also very large bodies of water but they are smaller than the oceans. So even we utilize the we get water or the which is natural source of water. First is rivers, next is rivers and rainwater and groundwater we will utilize, and even we could see the oceans and seas water, but we cannot use these oceans and seas water because it is salty. Salt is present in large quantity, so we cannot use it for the drinking purpose or the for consumption for having. So we cannot use the oceans and seas water. And coming to the rivers, rivers are smaller than the seas. So first comes the oceans, then seas, then rivers. So some rivers are existed or originated from the melting of the snow in the Himalayan regions, collected on the mountains or the Himalayan regions for your example. So melting of snows which are collected on the mountainic places or the region. And such rivers are called perennial rivers, and they are going to be present or flow throughout the year as the snow gets melted. And for example, for the perennial rivers is Ganga and Yamuna are the examples of perennial rivers. And some rivers are dependent on rain. So such rivers are called rain fed or seasonal rivers. So only during the rainy season those rivers is going to be filled up and they are going to flow as seasonal rivers like Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari rivers are example for which rivers? Seasonal rivers. So, dear students, now we will see the differentiate between the or the differences between the perennial and the seasonal rivers. Perennial rivers are those rivers that have a constant supply or continuous supply of sources of water throughout the year and source them year round even though their level may be fallen and rise seasonally. So perennial rivers are the ones which will have a continuous flow of water in the rivers throughout the year. And a seasonal river is dead opposite of that, is one that exists only when some seasonal occurrence like monsoons during monsoon season in India. That is nothing but the seasonal rivers are the rivers which flow only in rainy seasons and remaining times it gets dry up or mostly dried like Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, Tapati, Mahanadi. Himalayan rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra, which are formed through the melting of the glaciers and the snows, these rivers is going to be flown throughout the year. And Himalayan rivers originate in snow-covered Himalayan mountains. And the next is lakes and ponds. So far we saw which are the natural sources of water, that is rainwater, groundwater, oceans and seas, rivers. In that rivers, perennial rivers and seasonal rivers are there. And now we'll see the lakes and ponds. Lakes and ponds, lakes are smaller than the rivers and ponds are smaller than lakes, and lakes and ponds are which are surrounded by land, that is water is being covered by around the water, the land will be covered. And it can also be human made, some are human made also. So dear students, rain, groundwater, rivers, lakes and ponds contain fresh water, whereas fresh water means the water which is not saline, that is it does not contain more salty, which can be used for our consumption and will be used for various activities. Dear students, in the next class, we will study about the human-made sources of water, that is wells, tube wells, hand pumps, tanks, canals, dams, etc. So, I will be sending you the reference video also. Please go through it and we'll discuss more points related to this topic in the live class. Thank you.